Hello my wildlings, and welcome back to Turnabout in Little Rodentia. In the last episode we finally got into court, managed to throw a little bit of doubt, sprinkle a little bit of doubt onto the proceedings of the night in question. Unfortunately, Edgeworth then completely smashed said doubts to the ground, and this is my last chance, or poor old Finnick is going away for a crime he didn't commit, which we don't really want, do we? Some of you might. To you I say, what the hell is wrong with you? But anyway, we're here talking to Mr. Fire, or rather, well, we are talking to him, but it's through a radio because he's small and he's not here. Anyway, where were we? Oh yes.
Oh, that day started out like any other in Little Rodentia.
How so? Perhaps. Well, what about the threat you received the day before?
Oh, the manager had largely written it off as a hoax. I was reluctant, but he told me to go about business as usual. A mistake in hindsight.
Well, you know what they say. Hindsight is 20/30.
It's 20/20.
Pretty sure it's 20/30.
No, it's definitely 20/20 because the one eye is at 20 and the other eye's at 20. You know what, I'm not an optometrist, so I'll just leave you to it.
That's what I thought. Yes, score 1.
But who was I to ignore my superior?
Alright, and then?
And then night fell. The horror started here.
The horror?
The gates of hell thrown open, and its contents unleashed. I shall never forget it for as long as I live.
Perhaps a little melodramatic. I mean, granted, there were some terrible scenes, I'm sure, but does the court really need melodrama? We really need the facts. Actually, given the way most court proceedings go, they might as well be a comedy of errors.
Quite the description.
It was certainly fiery. Oh god, Nick, that wasn't a joke, was it? Right. Is this a joke to you? You know what, Edgeworth? I agree with you. That's uncalled for, right? My bad.
Anyway, I was on duty as always. Nothing was out of the ordinary.
Nothing out of the ordinary?
Nothing. But the peace did not last. As I said, it was peaceful at first. But then the fire occurred, starting out small, incognito almost.
So nobody detected it?
Not until it was too late, no. Everything was seemingly fine one minute. Nothing out of the ordinary. And then there I was, minding my own business. And then, boom! It must have reached the generator, which then exploded.
That sounds like quite the experience to live through, Mr. Fire.
Oh, believe me, it was. Calm one moment, chaos the next. Oh, I hope I never have to live through such a thing again.
I don't blame you, mate. I wish no one ever had to go through that, but unfortunately they do, it would seem.
But as a professional, and despite the circumstances, I did my job as well as I could.
Well, as a professional, where exactly were you when the explosion occurred?
I was in the security room, where I should have been.
A detail that should perhaps be added to your testimony.
Of course. I was in the security room when it occurred.
I'm always curious about things that are added to the testimony because they're usually the important bits and pieces that I need to give evidence to. So I'm going to have a quick look at the evidence. So he says he was in the security room when this occurred. There's the security camera, which shows for Nick just by where the fire started at 9:30. So that's not helpful to me here, I don't think. Empty bottle. envelope. The report. Fire Rodentia, cited Targoat. No, I can't think of anything. Okay. Right. Keep pressing on, I guess. So you had access to cameras, correct? So why didn't you see what was going on and stop it before it occurred?
Oh, he's a sneaky one, that fox. I didn't see what he was doing until it was too late. Despite his larger size compared to us, he tried to avoid the cameras as much as possible.
Are you sure you didn't just have a lapse in concentration? Well, that does seem likely, along with the reasons Mr. Fire gave us.
I'm a professional, damn it! I didn't lapse at anything! He's just sneaky! A sneaky, dirty criminal!
Well then, add it to your testimony, for the record.
I didn't spot the Fennec fox until it was too late, and that the fox was actually quite sneaky for his size.
That's an interesting point, because he was caught on the camera. Well, I'll press it first, but then I'm going to point out the security camera. But did you, at any point, see him before the fire? Not necessarily doing anything criminal, but just being there as a bystander.
Oh, now that you mention it, a few minutes before the fire I saw him out there, examining some billboard or another.
Hardly relevant to the case. Unless the defense thinks examining a billboard is a crime now. You're the one trying to prove he's a criminal. I'm the one supposed to be trying to prove he's innocent. Or at least innocent of the crimes he is innocent of.
Mr. Wright, shall we add that detail to the testimony?
I'm going to just add a new save. Boop. I'm going to say add it. Go for it. Why not? Add it, for the record. A waste of time, but if you do insist, we have little choice. Continue, please.
I saw him briefly before the fire examining some billboards.
I'm going to press that. And was there anything off?
He was examining a billboard. What do you want from me?
There is nothing suspect about a simple thing like that. Larger mammals are not typically meant to be in Little Rodentia, so you must have examined him closely. Was there anything notable at all?
He was just reading text on a billboard with those clear, piercing eyes of his.
Clear, piercing eyes, huh? Let's check his profile. Is that in his profile? It doesn't look all that piercing to me. But I'm pretty sure it has something to do with his reading glasses. Alright then. Shall I add that to the testimony? How much am I going to add to this testimony? It's like making a sandwich. This testimony is becoming a Scooby-Doo sandwich, is what it is. Could you please add that detail to the testimony? Now, please, continue on.
He was reading that billboard with his clear, piercing eyes, examining every inch and word on it.
It's an interesting way of phrasing it. Now, I feel like the glasses are going to become important, but if I just present them now, they could just say, oh, well, this happened before he broke the glasses, so makes sense. Dropped and accidentally smashed by Fennec at the scene. Yeah, okay. It's not helpful at the moment, I don't think. He was reading it, huh? There was nothing notable while he did it.
No, nothing about him was particularly noticeable. Happy. He had a clear view, just like any mammal, and just read it without any trouble. That is all there is to say.
Ooh, this is a waste of time. Continue, witness. Okay, yeah, so the glasses. Pretty sure. He's reading the billboard, clear piercing eyes, new save, just in case. Present Phoenix glasses. There you go. Gotcha. Clear piercing eyes? Are you certain about that? There was nothing on his eyes, for example.
Huh? Huh?
What was that? It sounded like Kermit.
Huh? What are you talking about?
It seems you've forgotten, so let me remind you. If my client had been reading anything at all, then he should have been wearing something. His reading glasses.
Reading glasses?
Sorry, my hay fever has been doing a number on my throat, so some of these voices are a little difficult to get to right now.
Reading glasses? The defendant has bad eyesight.
Yes, but only to the point where he needs glasses for reading. He doesn't wear them generally. But he was reading a billboard. The letters would have been large, thus he may not have needed them. Oh, have you forgotten where he was? Everything is downsized in Little Rodentia, billboards included. How is this even relevant, Wright? If my client had been reading anything, Mr. Fire would have seen his glasses. Thus, the witness is lying about what he saw.
Oh, lying? Me? I never knew he even had glasses.
Another lie? You gave the glasses to me in the first place. You just forgot.
I forgot? I'm a professional. I don't forget anything.
Apparently you do, witness. You claimed you saw the defendant beforehand, but this is a lie on your part. But why? Why lie? If you saw him only at the time of the crime, it wouldn't matter. So why make up something like that?
Oh, because I never saw him before the explosion.
Oh, you didn't? But then why?
Oh, I was asleep.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. You were
Asleep on the job? Oh, sorry, my voice sort of became yours for a minute then. That was weird. What kind of security guard are you?
Yeah, pretty sure we've been here before, Mr. Judge.
It was a mistake. And it doesn't exactly do much for my image as a professional. I was asleep in the security room until the explosion.
Well, that should be helpful. So you lied.
Hey, even if I didn't see him beforehand, the security cameras did.
Huh?
Well, the crime happened at 9:30 that night. And the cameras caught him stooping around Targoat at the time. And even if I was asleep, I was awoken by the explosion and still confronted the criminal.
Which means this, aside from Mr. Fire's reputation, ultimately changes nothing.
Hold on, I'd like to hear more about this camera system and what they caught. I have no objection to this line of inquiry.
Very well. Please testify to the court, Mr. Fire.
Oh, goody, more witness testimony. More ammunition, so to speak.
Yes, I was asleep until the explosion occurred. But at times like these, we have other methods at our disposal. The security cameras caught him on tape. At the time of the fire, 9:30, he was taped snooping around Targoat. There, my pride is bruised, but I still did the job.
So I see. Mr. Wright, anything to say?
Plenty. Let's get on with this, please. I imagine I'm going to have to use Mrs. Otterton's picture, which was taken at 9:30 as well, of him just entering the place.
Oh yes, I was asleep until the explosion occurred.
I'm going to press it. I'm pretty sure it's just going to be me poking fun at him. But still, I want to do it. Asleep? How can you sleep on the job like that?
Oh, yes. It's like if I fell asleep at this...
Your Honour.
In this very courtroom. That would be ridiculous. Like this. Oh. Okay. back to sleep. See, how awful would that be? Oh, for that brief moment, the rest was kind of...
Oh, can we please get back on topic?
Right, yes, absolutely. Someone get me a Red Bull.
Judge me all you want, but I work hard and need the rest where I can. Oh, but at times like these, we have other methods at our disposal.
Other methods?
Yeah, the gear I wear isn't just for show, you know. We also have security cameras around the outside of the building. The security cameras caught him on tape.
But not lighting the fire.
Yeah, but he was the only one they caught. And besides, at the time of the fire, 9:30, he was taped snooping around Targoat.
The fire took place around 9:30 to 9:40, according to the report. A 10-minute time frame for it to happen.
I'm certain it was 9:30. The timestamp on the recording even supports that.
That would suggest the fire did indeed start around that time. Assuming my client is the culprit, that is.
Oh, face it, Mr. Wright. He was. There, my pride has been bruised, but I still did the job.
Gotta press that too. Did the job. Very sloppily, perhaps. Yeah, guinea pigs can't really growl that well anyway, so that was fine. This guy has already lied once. Let's have another look over. Was asleep, time, security. Right, I'm gonna present the camera here from Mrs. Otterton. Hey, knew it. Seems like I finally got you.
Why, whatever do you mean, Mr. Wright? I'm certain the fire began at 9:30 with the defendant present.
This camera belongs to a witness, Mrs. Otterton. And it clearly shows my client entering Little Rodentia at 9:30, which would mean my client was in two places at once.
No!
Gotcha! Ooh, I do love the gotcha music. For those who can't tell, I am sat here dancing. Anyway.
Oh, Mr. Wright, have you gone insane?
No, Judge. Actually, I haven't. That's quite the question. Have you got insane? Were you not just listening? Are you not aware that my job is pointing out contradictions? I'm not insane. I'm just pointing out that there's a problem here. It's doing my job.
Oh, you can't be in two places at once. It doesn't work that way.
That's what I'm saying. Jesus, man, listen. You are correct. It's impossible. So, I would like to forward the idea that the timestamp on the security camera is in fact incorrect. Incorrect? Is it a malfunction? Or tampered with?
Oh, tampered with? Yeah, Mr. Fire claims the fire started around 9:30, but Mr. Fox might not have been there when it did.
You're wrong. He was there, damn it, he was.
Then how do you explain the timestamp? The prosecution formally requests a 30-minute recess to examine the data on that camera.
If there are no objections.
The results of the test will be crucial to the case, so no objections from me. If it was tampered with and it did indeed start at 9:30, then someone wanted to make my client look like he'd been there when the fire started, when in reality he could have arrived just before the explosion, for instance.
Very well then. We shall take a 30-minute recess. The prosecution and the ZPD will examine the camera data in that time and give the results. I wonder how they do that. If I was to examine the data on the camera, I'd probably smash it open and take the film out, and then lick it, and maybe I could taste the guilty party on it.
Sir, that's not how that works. It's a digital camera.
Digital? No, digital's just another word for witchcraft. Witchcraft!
I can't believe I've lost the voice I did for him. I can't believe this. I was set up from the beginning.
So it's true that your client never showed?
Nope, not even a peep.
Hey, what about the camera? Did you really turn up at the scene?
I ended Little Rodentia around 9:30 that night. When I got there, it was in around 9:40, I think, and the explosion occurred literally right after.
So the fire had already spread to the generator when Finnick arrived. Well, that's certainly a useful piece of information, although I can't prove it at the moment. That means it had already started before he was even at Targoat. The security guard was sleeping. Who tampered with that camera data in that time?
What the hell is this all about anyway? Why lure me out and start a huge fire like that? Why target me?
I don't know.
Meh, whatever. Suppose it doesn't matter now.
Oh, on the contrary. Motive is something that matters in court. All we can do now, though, is wait for Edgeworth to complete his examination.
Oh, I have a bad feeling about this.
Ooh, thanks for the vote of confidence. Zootopia Courthouse, courtroom number 2, July 23rd.
Rabble,
rabble, I know.
The court is now back in session. When we left for the recess, Prosecutor Edgeworth left to examine the camera data, which is believed to have been tampered with. Now that you've had a chance to examine said data, what was the result?
I can confirm that the time of the night of 9:30 was incorrect. The data was indeed tampered with. Security camera, updated. This certainly complicates matters. The defendant, in fact, entered Little Rodentia at 9:30. That much is certain.
And yet Mr. Fire claims the fire began at that time. Wait a minute. Mr. Fire? Fire? Oh, now I get it. Oh dear. This world and its puns. It's such a delight to see.
There, you happy now? I've acknowledged it in the video. I'll be honest, I just kind of ignored it. It wasn't... It's like Mr. Forger and Witness were bad enough for me to both enjoy and rip on, but Mr. Fire was just sort of, okay, yeah, I'll let that pass, you know? But moving on.
Is it possible he was mistaken?
Or my client didn't start a fire. He wasn't actually present for... Or my client didn't start a fire. He wasn't actually present for the lighting of... Put the words together into a sentence, Chris. You can do that, can't you? Apparently not.
It would appear we are in need of a fresh perspective.
A fresh perspective?
I mean to call another witness to the stand, if there are no objections.
Ah, I see. Very well. Let's hear what this witness has to say.
Oh, another radio. Excellent. I wonder who this is going to be.
Mr. Fire again?
No, Your Honour, but another rodent. thus the radio. Here is a picture for your reference.
Oh, I see. I also see he has a soft spot for treats of the iced variety. And now I've made myself feel hungry. Oh, where did I leave that turkey sandwich? That's a thought, a turkey's sentient here. If so, where did the turkey for my sandwich come from? Oh God, I've not eaten a sentient creature again. I mean, not again. I mean, for the first time ever. What's that, Bailiff? Bailiff, why are you licking my ears?
I'm not licking your ear, I'm trying to talk to you. That turkey's not sentient.
Oh, turkeys aren't sentient. Good to know. Let's move on before anyone asks questions.
Been exploring the Predator restaurants, Your Honor.
Witness, name and occupation for the record.
I've forgotten his voice.
Gus.
Give me a moment. I'm going to look out the voice I did for him.
6 hours later.
Right, I'm back. Sorry, I looked up what the voice was because it's been a while.
Gus, manager of Targo in Little Rodentia.
I also had the whole thing of the pop being in my mouth, but I can't be bothered to do that.
Oh, the manager? I see. So you were there right on the night of the crime. Oh, you could say that I had a front row seat. I saw everything. The flames roaring across my home.
The memories may be unpleasant, but I need you to testify as to what you saw that night.
Oh, it's fine. I can do it. So, here it is.
Oh, no. I just had a thought. If it was Gus, and he's doing it because he can't get popsicles anymore because they don't sell them. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, dear. I don't know if that's the case, but if it is, that's both ridiculous and hilarious and horrifying because loads of people died. I'd forgotten that bit. Oh, Christ. Okay. Anyway, let's hear what you've got to say.
It is something I will always see in my nightmares. As Mr. Fire stated, everything seemed normal at first, until the explosion rocked the building. After that, the fire alarms went off, and I ran from room to room making sure my staff had got out. After everyone that could leave had left, I left the building myself just before the flames overtook it.
And you never saw a fennec fox up to no good?
Oh, not as I recall. Though much of the event is a blur.
In that case, we must rely on Wright's cross-examination to fill in any gaps. If the defense would be so kind.
I'm ready when you are.
Cross-examination.
Targoat's End. We'll have a word with Mr. Gus. Of course, he's not actually Mr. Gus. Gus is his first name. Unless it is his surname. What if it's both his first name and his surname? It's Gus Gus. That's a terrible name. What kind of a family would do that to their child? That's cruel. But, whatever the case may be, we'll continue with this cross-examination in the next episode. And I'll see you all then. Bye-bye.